Hi guys, very good morning to you. So wish you a very happy new year, and I'm back here with the video number 153. And so last week it was really great fun. I've been to Malaysia, and I just returned yesterday, and it was really awesome to be there. It's a beautiful actually country. So that's why this is another reason I was not able to reply to to my subscribers. They have written me a very good emails, and I just wanted to read it out for you. And so today I will start this. This video number 153 is dedicated to one of my subscriber whose name is Jimshad. So you can see here he has written me. So thank you, first of all. Thank you so much, Jimshad. I saw your comment when I was in Malaysia, and I was having fun on the beach, and then the moment I saw your email, the comments on my YouTube channel, for this video where you I think have learned how to send the emails to 100 people, 100 emails to 100 people. You can see here. So this is for every subscriber. I'm just sharing what he actually has to say about this program, and really it made actually my day. Trust me, I was so happy to see your comments. Really wonderful. So thank you so much. So he has written, dear sir, I'm working as an accountant. So anyways, you can call me Ajay, that's my name. I'm not any sir. I'm working as an accountant. During my career I got interest in programming as well. My interest turns towards strong desire, hence I started looking the ways to my ambition. Finally I decided to start MS Excel and VBA. And since I started searching in YouTube for tutorial, I've found your series of tutorial. Let me tell you one more thing too, to you sir. Believe me, I really like your videos and teaching. Now I am in the video 107, and I watched 107 videos within 2 weeks from my free time. That's great. Congratulations if you're gaining a lot of things from my channel. That's what exactly my ambition is. And I also give online trainings. If you ever need any kind of a help, maybe you want to start advanced Excel training on the VBA, let me know about it. I will share my email ID with you, and I take training through Skype application, right? But anyways, if my videos are helping you out, absolutely you can watch them and you can be the master in Excel, right? I would like to thank you to teach me one of the great VBA programming to send mass email. I was searching the way to send mass email to the emails which I have in Excel sheet. I've watched many tutorials, but I failed to make a program the way I want. I was looking to send emails with the attached PDF files. The video of mass email helped me a lot. Awesome, really great. Couldn't thank you enough for this. I found one more thing, that your viewers is comparatively less. I would like to tell you one thing to add more recommended words in your video. I'm not sure feature of this YouTube that's providing to add title words in recommending word options. So whenever a person searches in that particular word in YouTube, this video is being so Jimshad, I started this channel around 6 months back, though I started in I think in the end of this the last year, February, but by the time I think we were in April or May, my channel actually started expanding. So I was almost like having 50-60 videos, right? So that point in time, yes, I had some I was not able to get so many subscribers. I will be very honest with you, and in fact honest with each of my subscriber. But I think now the pace is really going good. I'm gaining every day 1 or 2 subscribers. Last month itself I gained 25 subscribers, right? They have joined me after watching my videos. But still, let me know in case if there is another way which I'm missing, but the option which you have said, that I actually am aware of, right? All right. So I would like to appreciate the effort, knowledge and teaching skills you have. Thank you so much. Best regards, Jimshad. Well, thank you so much for writing me in, and it is really indeed, it's a great pleasure to see that the videos are helping each of you. Thank you, Jimshad, once again. So now let me come back to my this video number 153, and this video I'm going to actually tell you one of the trick which I have used last week when I was in India before I flew to Malaysia. And I really actually liked this because I spent almost 15 minutes on this, and I thought the moment I will be back, I will actually share this with you. So guys, now what we today going to learn is this is I was working with the one of the companies, and I found there this kind of a problem, and we worked on that and really like it, right? So let's just go ahead and see what exactly we want to do. So here you have some items A, B, C, and you can name anything you want. So just these are the items and these are the numbers. And similarly, here also this is another table. So maybe I can do one thing. I can let's say I will just merge and center it. That's your table number 2, and this is your table number 1. Now what we want to do is we want to get these values. If you want to find, let's say, this A over here, and then here you need to prepare a formula which can give you all these the values in front of this, the value you are going to look up. So in this case the value is A. So what I want is my answer should be like this: 55 and 77, and then it goes to the next table, table 2, and it should give me these values. So this is the kind of a requirement, right? So first we need to look up this A in this table 1, and if we find it, it's fine. It should print the value here one by one below each, and in case if the value is not there, then it should go to the table 2 and it finds the value there. And you don't have to do any VBA programming for this, right? So what we have done is, so trust me, I have spent almost 15 minutes on this, and it was such a great experience to prepare this kind of stuff. So what we did is, now many of you might be thinking that you can use the VLOOKUP formula here, right? Which is correct, but the problem is if you use the VLOOKUP, I would say there are 3 limitations. 2 limitations. One is when you select this table and you see that this is going to be the second number, when you have this value here, the next time when you drag this formula, let me just freeze this table. So I'm not going to tell you about the VLOOKUP because this video is not for the VLOOKUP. This video is actually going to tell you about the VLOOKUP, but it is not exactly going to focus on the VLOOKUP. It is going to focus on the technique which we are going to use. You see these yellow ones here, I have written some formulas, and these are the formulas which I am going to tell you. The formulas looks very easy, they are very easy to build, but then while preparing these formulas, you have to actually think a lot, right? So it's a logic which we have developed, and that's the logic which I really liked it, and so I thought why not to share it with you. Now if I drag this formula down, then the first problem is that I will not have the next value. So let me just freeze this C12 as well, because in C12 I have my lookup value which is A. And now if I drag this or copy and paste it, one and the same thing, you see the first limitation is VLOOKUP returns the first value. It is not going to return the second value, right? So here we should have got 55 and then 77, but because VLOOKUP always picks the first value and stops it then doesn't go to the next value to search this lookup value, right? So let me just color this. So that's the problem. That's the first limitation, right? And the second limitation is, in fact, we have 2 tables here. The moment it searches A and it is not finding, let's say, A over here, then it has to go to the next table. So we need to do a couple of adjustments before we actually start really working on this VLOOKUP. So the first thing first. Now maybe you can pause this video and you can think. You can think for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe half an hour. That's up to you. This is what exactly I would suggest you think on it and then come back and start this video again and see what I have done, right? So the first thing which I'm now going to do is I'm going to make them unique, because VLOOKUP always picks the first value. But what if you have here A1, or if you have here A2, and then this is the third A, so you have here A3, then these values, when we are going to look up these values here, so I can create the combination here also, A1, A2, A3, and then if I start my searching in this table, and giving the third column, then obviously I will be able to get that, right? So the first thing, we are going to create a unique combination. So what I've done is, you can see here formula. So let me tell you like this. So let's just prepare a fresh formula here. So I'm going to use the Countif function here, right? If you're not sure about these functions, Countif or VLOOKUP, let me just tell you. Now I have also actually, my website is also there. On this website you can find all these my YouTube videos. The website name is excelvba.lover.com. You can go to this tutorial section, and here you can click on the Excel video tutorial. Similarly, we have the VBA training session and the VBA video tutorial as well. So it's taking a little time. Right, so these are all the videos, and if you don't know about the Countif function and a VLOOKUP function, then let me just tell you, you can go there and you can watch all these videos, and it is going to help you out, I'm sure. So here, somewhere here, let me just track this. Give me just a moment. Indirect function online, we have here a section called still actually uploading, so my apologies, the internet is working a little slow today. So here you can watch all the videos on the VLOOKUP. These are like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos on the VLOOKUP. You'll really come to know that how strong can your VLOOKUP be. And then if you're looking for these count functions, then I have here yeah, so that's the category, count and sum family. So you can check all these videos and it will give you a good understanding that how this count function works, right? Alright, so let me just come back to this exercise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in this range, count this criteria, which is A. Right, now the important part in this formula is that I'm going to freeze the last part and I'm not going to freeze the upper part. Generally when you work on the formulas, you may have seen that you always freeze the table from top to bottom, but in this case we are not going to do that, and that's the trick, right? That's the first trick which you're going to learn here, because now you see the moment I drag this, my table it's actually reducing, it's not covering the upper row because I have kept it open. So this is the significance of a dollar sign. So now C2 is C7, so it's picking up the entire range, and in this entire range it's calculating the A, the count of A, and it's giving us the count which is 3. The moment it goes down, now we don't want to count this A again because we have already counted in the upper cell over here, right, in this cell. So that's why I've kept C7 free, so that my search should always end to the row number 7, which is C7, but the upper point it should change to C3 from C2. So you can see the table is shifting. So similarly, when you come here to this A, you see when I press F2, these 3 values which falls here, which comes above this A, which is row number 5, they are not included. So if it is not being included, then that simply means it is not being counted, and that's exactly what is the motive. So here I have all these unique numbers 1, 2, 3. Now if you see, if I change this to everything to A, you will be surprised to see that I have all the unique numbers generated here, and which is exactly we want. So we have got all the numbers 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Alright, now let me just change this. Okay, so now the first part is covered. Now here also we want to develop a formula. Now you see on this so what I did is actually I said that if this value is equals to this value, only then count, otherwise give me the space. This is what I have written here, right? It's a simple function, you can see here. So what I'm saying is, if this C2 is equals to C12, then count the same function which I have explained you, otherwise give me the space, right? So this is what you will actually get. So where you don't have this value A, it will show empty. If I write here A, you see automatically the count will come like this, right? And if I put some sort of this stuff, you see that now we have just count 1 and 2, right? So that's the first thing which we want to do. Now here what we are going to do in the table 2, so we are going to build here a logic. So what we are going to say that if this value is equals to this value, right, then pick up the maximum number from here, and the maximum number would come as 2, and then add 1 to it, so it will make it 3. You can see here, this is the formula which I have written here, max of this plus 1. So the moment it finds this, and look at the condition as well. So let me explain you what I have done actually. So first thing which we have developed here is I said that if my H2 is not equals to C12, what does that mean? That means if my item in the table 2, which is this H2, if it is not equals to this, right? Now if it is not equals to this, then obviously I am not interested in having that value in my formula, right? So I'll simply ignore it. So I'm saying if this is not equals to this, then give me the 0, right? And if it is not the case, which means that if the condition is false, then what should happen? It should go to the false criteria, value if false. So what should happen if they are equal? Like in this case, this A is equals to A. So immediately go to the next if. This is a kind of a nested if, and if you, by the way, if you are not sure about the if function, please go and watch on the same page. There is a category called nested if. You can go there and watch 3-4 videos there I have uploaded, and it will give you a good understanding of the if function. So here what we are saying, if the values are equal, then skip the 0 part and go to the false, and there now do the another check. So the another check is we are applying 2 conditions here. So we are saying if this equals to this, and at the same time, this is the very important point, if the upper value is space, right? If the upper value is space, then give me the maximum value of this E2 to E7 and plus 1 to it, right? So what will happen if this value is equals to this value, then obviously I would like to count it, but at the same time I want to ensure that my count should be the next count. It should add 1 to the maximum value of the previous table, right? So that's why it's actually going to add this, it's going to pick this maximum value in this table E2 to E7, and it is going to plus 1, and then the value will be 3, right? But just in case if both the conditions are not satisfied, let's say if the J1 is not space. Now when the J1 is not going to have space, obviously there's just one I can think of only one scenario where you have this A and where you have the value of A. So in that case, what I want to do is I want to find the max of this J1 to J1. Now this is very interesting, and this is really very important as well. You really need to scratch your head on this part, right? Now what I've done is, look at this. Now let me show you what exactly I've done. You might be thinking that what is the relationship between this J1? Why we are using the J1 here? Let me tell you. See, now what happens once you got this value of 3, because here you have this A equals to A. So what it did, it taken the maximum value from this table as per my if condition, and you know that the max value is 2, and then it added 1 to it. So now we have got the 3 here. But what about the next A? When it reaches to this A, then what you want to do? Obviously you can't apply the same thing. You can't say that again, if this A is equals to this A, then again find the max of this and add 1 to it. If you do that, then that means you are getting the same value which you have got here. So the value would be 3, 3, 3 and so on, right? So that's something which you do not want. So here what I'm saying is, now you look at this formula again. Focus here. So here we are saying, forget about this part. You already know that if the comparison will happen, if this A is equals to this A, then we'll have this 0. If it is not equals to, right? So in this case we have both the values equal, so it will go to the false. In this false, now it will check this H5 equals to C12. Yes, this is my C12 and this is my H12. The first condition is true. It goes to the next condition. Now it says J4 equals to space. Now this is my J4. Now in this case J4 is not actually space. Only on the first cell it is space, because now here it is not actually space, because of the simple reason that CC is not equals to A, and if it is not equals to A, then your formula will stop here. It will give you the true result, and that's why you can see here 0, right? So the moment I say that if it is equals to space and if it is equals to this value, both the conditions are true. In this case only one condition is true. H5 is equals to C12, but J4 is not actually space, so the condition will actually be false, because when you work on the if and, you have to have all the conditions true. So in case if it is not true, then the value of true part will be skipped and it will go to this part, value if false. So what it will do is it will see that from the J1, from this point, from the top to the last value J1 to J4, it will pick the max value, and then this 3 will actually be picked up, and then we are going to add 1 to it. It's fantastic, right? I know it may sound little difficult, but you try it and you watch the video again, pause the video and see what the formula I have applied. You will understand it, right? For those who are really very good in Excel, I know they can actually pick this very quickly. But again, the motive is to gain the knowledge. Doesn't matter if it comes within 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or maybe half an hour. It really, doesn't matter, as long as you're able to understand what we are doing here. So that's the kind of a trick which we have done, right? So what we said, in layman terms, we have to explain you. I'm saying that if this value is equals to, if this value is not equals to this value, then simply print the 0, because I'm least interested. If this value is equals to this value, and at the same time the upper value, this in this table I have given the range J1 to J1. If it is if this value is the J1 part is actually empty, then give me the the maximum count from here and add 1 to it. Just in case if you don't have here space and if you have a 0, like in this case, then that means you are already somewhere in your table where you have started actually using these upper values. So what will happen then in this A, first it will see that if this A not equals to A, no, it is equals to A, so it will skip the 0 part, it will go to the next condition, and in the next condition we are actually doing two things. We are doing the two comparison. One is if this A equals to A, yes, it is equals to A, and then the second condition which we have used, check this value, the upper value. If this value is actually space, no, it is not space. Now when it is one condition is false, then you have to go to the last condition, and in the last condition what I'm saying, pick up this entire table, and it will have all the cell values covered in the table range, except for this value, right? So it will cover this table. When you drag this, then it will cover this value. So eventually what is happening here in this table for this A, for this which is on the row number 7, it's actually calculating the max value out of this 3 and 4, and the 4 is the max, and it's adding this plus 1 to it. So that's why you get all these unique combinations, right? So this is how. And I can also tell you one more thing. Go to the formula tab and click here, evaluate formula, and many of you might not be aware of this. You can even click on this. Now the formula is the underlying values will be executed first. So you can click here this S2 and click on the evaluate. S2 will have A. If A equals to not equals to C12, you can again click on the evaluate. You see that so this is kind of, I would say, a post-mortem of your formula, right? If you don't understand the formula, you can also use this technique as well. Or maybe if your formula is generating an error and you're not able to trace it out, you can also use this kind of a technique. So when you click on the evaluate, you see my result is false. So if the result is false, then obviously it will go to this if. It will not print the 0. And this if, you can see now this underline item, it is going to be executed. So the S2 is what? S2 is my this A. So if A equals to this C12, C12 is now underlined, so underline means that line will be executed. So here I say A equals to A, yes, it is actually true, and here J1 equals to space, and if I click here again, then you see that in J1 I have 0, and when I do this press, then it says yes, it's actually true. So in your AND condition, both the things are true. So what will happen, this when you click on the evaluate, this max, this will be executed, because this is what we have written in the true criteria. After this comma, whatever this line comes, this is my false criteria, right? So when you click on this evaluate, you see it is going to give me now the max value, which is the 2, which is obviously, you can see that if you do the comparison in 1 and 2, the 2 will be the maximum value, and if you again click evaluate, it will give you this 3 value. And so this is how you can actually click on this evaluate, and you can see this how the formula works, right? It's under the formula tab, formula and evaluate formula. Now 80% of the job is done. Now what we need to do is we need to quickly create these combinations, because we have got the unique IDs. So I'll combine them and I'll simply paste them. Similarly, I'll come here and I concatenate this with this value. Now you see what we have done actually is we have created all the combinations. You will not see here A2 again. Here it is A2, here it is A1, here it is A3, A4 and A5. If I change everything to A, see what will happen. You have all the values A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8 in. So we have given them the unique values. So once you have the unique values, then obviously it means that you can actually use the VLOOKUP, right? Now the only thing left is you need to create here your lookup also as a unique value, because here it is A. So if you start searching your value in this table, then it is not going to find. It is going to give you the error. So what I will do is I will actually go ahead and create here the series called 1, 2. Now there are a number of ways of forming this series. Whatever the way it suits you, you can do that. I can also form this row function here. I can simply, now the row function returns the row of the active cell, so I'll subtract -11 from it, and if I drag this is another way of doing it. So it's up to you, right? So here I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to concatenate this with this value, and I'm going to freeze the C12 part because my C12 is A, and I'll drag this. So you have all the values here, right? So now we will write the formula here. VLOOKUP, look up this value now in this table and give us the third column. You need to freeze the table. That's my table array, and so you can drag this. So this is how you actually get your values here. Now you might be thinking this, so half of the portion is done. We have got 77, 34, 23 and 12 using this table, right? Let me just hide these rows so that we can have a full view. Yeah, so now see this, we have got here all the values 77, 34, 23 and 12. What about these values? So it's simple, we'll use the error handling here. Now there is again a number of things. I can break this up as well. If I can say that if this is going to be my error, which means I'm going to use this formula actually, is error. Now you see, wherever I have the error, it says that true. So if it is true, then I can say that go and start looking up the value in this table, right? So this is what we are going to do here. So we are going to use the error handler, which is if is error. So I'm going to say that if is error, if this is my error, if this formula okay, alright, so we have to just start the bracket here. Now you see that what if is the error. So if it is an error, then that means the value is not there. So what you need to do is you need to look up the same value in this table. Is going to be the third column. And what if is the error is not there, right? So if the error is not there, that means the value is available here in this table only. So you will again use the same formula, which is VLOOKUP, then look up this value in this table, in table 1, 3 and 0. For those of you who didn't understand what I have done here, because they might be confused that I have already actually used the same formula here also. But remember, this formula is only going to check whether the error is there or not. It's not going to return any value. It will return only true and false, and based on that value in this true and false, I'm actually writing here two conditions. So I'm saying that if the error is there, so let me just close this bracket. Yeah, you can see here the moment I click on this VLOOKUP, it says value of true. So is error VLOOKUP this? So I'm saying that find out this value, this A1 in this table, and if it is an error, then that means the value is not there. So go and check the value in this G2 to I6, which is this table, right? But if the error is not there, then obviously it means the value is, this value is available here. So we want to get that value. So that's why you have to use the another VLOOKUP, which is in this false criteria. Right, you practice it and you'll understand it. So now what we need to do is quickly come to the referencing part. I'm not going to take much of the time. I don't want to make this video so long that you'll feel tired, right? So I guess we are all set, and I can drag this and let's see what we're going to do. Alright, so we got the values. Oh wow, so this value A10 is not there because you see I don't have any here A10. The moment I add one more A, definitely you will start getting that value as well. Wonderful. So this is how you can prepare this formula, right? So and yes, if I undo it, you can also handle the error. You can say that for example, if I write here V, B, my count of A is decreased. Now I have got only these values. So what about these values? So you can again, use the if error. So you can say that if the final result of this formula, if it is an error, then use the if error. It's very simple, and give us the space. And now you can drag this. So you will not see anything here, right? So this is how you can actually develop this formula. So in fact, you don't even require this A1, A2 and A3. What you can do is you can simply even concatenate it. Like for example, in this formula itself, what you can do is instead of choosing this B12, you can simply do this this stuff as well. You can say that concatenate my this C12 with this value, and you can freeze the C12, right? Similarly here you can use the C12 and you can concatenate it with this value. So we'll not be using much of the helper columns. That's what exactly I'm aiming for, I'm targeting for. So but choice is yours. I mean, it's fine. If you want to use the extra columns, you can use them. So we have the C12 here, and I'll concatenate this with another value which is called the C1. I think we're good to go. So now we can drag this. It should work. One thing I forgot. Yeah, I think done. So this is how it works, right? So it's not picking the A5, and we have to see now. So we have, alright, so the problem, I got the problem. We didn't actually freeze this C12, this portion. It should not be changed to C13, right? Alright, so now it should work. Let's see. Yeah, so you don't need this table now, right? And this is also, you don't need it. That's I was just actually explaining you the formula of the row. So this you can hide it anywhere, and you can also hide this column and this column as well, right? For example, you can hide this like this, and you can hide this, and you can hide this, or maybe you can change the font. You can make it white. Right, so that a user should not see. Now see what we are actually going to do. Let's say I want to see the H. I want to change this to H. Now you see that the value of the H is popped up. Awesome, isn't it great? I'm sure you are loving this video, because it's really it seems like it's a program, but it's not a VBA program. It's just that we have used couple of if functions, and error handler is I think the second best thing we have used, and this is one of the best thing. I mean, how to use the if functions, because normally we work on the very normal ifs, but this is really great. The kind of concept we have used here, two max, one is in this and one is in this table. And also in this table, remember that I have frozen the J1 part, and the rest of the part is not frozen. And the reason is because when I am on this cell, I want to start my search from here till this level. So that's why I'm not going to actually freeze this part J1, so that it should keep on moving. Because you see here, this J1 has changed to J4. However, J1 is still same, because this upper table, this is actually my beginning point. So I don't want to change this. It should always be the same, right? Only then I will be able to find these upper values, the complete values, and then I can do my search. I can find the maximum value within that range, right? So I hope this makes a lot of sense to you. You can do check the values here. The values are automatically populating. So that's the wonderful thing which we prepared, and now I'll not take much of your time, and I'll see you in my next video, video number 154, and we'll try to help you out, or maybe if I find something very interesting, I'll like to share it with you. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel in case if you're watching this for the first time, and you can watch all those 153 videos on my YouTube channel in my playlist, or maybe you can go to my website excelvbalover.com and you can find it out. In case if you have any queries, you can write me your email, and I'll go ahead and upload the video. And in case if you're looking for the Excel training, just write me in there, right? We can actually discuss on that. So alright, thank you so much for your time, and once again many wishes to you, each of you. May you succeed a lot, may you get a lot of success this year, and very happy learning to all of you. Thank you. Bye bye.